Have you ever heard that chewing cloves can be good for your health? This idea may seem a little strange at first glance, but it is more common than you might think. Many people our age are rediscovering old and natural habits like this, seeking simpler alternatives to take care of their body, mind, and even their emotional well-being. After all, after 50, we start to feel our bodies talking more, don't we? Pains that were previously absent, digestion that slows down, that memory that sometimes slips. And that is where the interest in natural solutions comes in, such as the simple habit of chewing a clove every day. But before we dive right into this subject, let's remember one thing. Cloves are not just that fragrant spice that goes in rice pudding or tea. They are a powerhouse of nature, full of properties that have been studied for centuries. Used by ancient cultures in healing rituals, in traditional Chinese and Indian medicine, and also in our own Brazil, cloves carry a power that many people are unaware of. And when we decide to put it in our mouth and chew it every day, can it really make a difference in our bodies? The answer may surprise us. And no, it's not a miracle, it's not a fad, it's science mixed with popular wisdom. Because there is an explanation for what happens to an older person's body when they adopt this simple habit. But it's also important to know how to do it, for how long, and of course if there are any risks involved. Because everything that is natural can be powerful for good or for bad, depending on how it is used. But why would someone start chewing cloves every day? The answer usually starts with a simple reason: the taste. Cloves have a strong, distinctive flavor and leave a refreshing sensation in the mouth, even a kind of anesthetic. Some people use them to combat bad breath, others for the calming sensation they provide. But what few people know is that when you chew cloves, you are activating a series of compounds that spread through saliva, go to the stomach, circulate through the blood, and act on various parts of the body. For example, eugenol, a substance found in cloves, has anti-inflammatory and analgesic properties. That's right, a natural substance that can help relieve joint and muscle pain, and even internal pain, such as in the gums and throat. For those in their 50s or 60s, this is already a great reason to consider including cloves in your routine. Those who have osteoarthritis, recurrent inflammation, or simply feel that their body is a little rusty may notice a considerable improvement with regular use. Another point worth highlighting is the digestive effect of cloves. After a certain age, it is common for the stomach to become more sensitive, digestion to slow down, and gas to become more frequent. And then comes that feeling of bloating, discomfort, and even heartburn. But when you start chewing cloves regularly, you can notice an improvement in the functioning of your digestive system. It helps stimulate gastric juices, relieves cramps, and even fights bad bacteria that live in the intestine. Some people even report less reflux and more regulated intestines after a few weeks of this habit. Oh, and there's more. Cloves are considered to be an ally for oral health. It is no wonder that they were widely used as a natural anesthetic by dentists in the past. This is because they have antiseptic and analgesic properties that can protect the mouth from infections, relieve toothache, and even help heal mouth ulcers. And when you chew cloves, these benefits become even more evident. Saliva mixes the active compounds and spreads them throughout the oral cavity, creating a layer of natural protection that can make all the difference, especially if you have sensitive gums or a chronic mouth problem. Now, before I go into more detail about everything that can happen to someone who chews cloves every day, let me ask you, are you already subscribed to our channel? If you haven't yet, take this opportunity to click the subscribe button, like this video, and share it with someone who might also be interested in this subject. It's very important for us to continue bringing you valuable, practical, and accessible information so that you can take care of your health in a natural and conscious way. Returning to our topic, there is another aspect that often goes unnoticed: the effect of cloves on mood and mental disposition. Yes, because the aromatic compounds in cloves also act on the nervous system. They have a mild stimulating and relaxing effect at the same time. This means that when chewing cloves, you can feel a slight sense of well-being, less tension, more focus, and even an improvement in mood. For those who face moments of anxiety, emotional fatigue, or memory lapses typical of age, this can be a real find. And it doesn't stop there. Some studies suggest that cloves can help control blood sugar. This means that they can be a natural ally for those who have prediabetes, insulin resistance, or are already facing the challenge of type 2 diabetes. This happens because cloves improve insulin sensitivity and reduce the speed at which carbohydrates are absorbed in the intestine. But of course, this does not replace any treatment. It is just a complementary support and only really works when used regularly and consciously. So is chewing cloves every day really that beneficial? Or is there a catch behind this simple habit? That's what we'll see in the rest of this video, where I'll tell you about the side effects, the precautions you should take, and, most importantly, how to enjoy the benefits of cloves without overdoing it, respecting your body's limits. Now that you understand the main benefits that can arise from chewing cloves every day, especially for those in their 50s or 60s, it's time to talk about the other side of the coin. Because, like everything in life, even natural remedies require attention, moderation, and knowledge, and cloves are no exception to this rule. They are powerful, yes, but they can also cause unwanted effects when used incorrectly, in excess or without respecting the particularities of each person's body. The first point of attention is precisely the potency of cloves. That same substance, called eugenol, that has anti-inflammatory and analgesic benefits, when consumed in excess, can cause stomach irritation, heartburn, and even allergic reactions in more sensitive people. If you have a history of gastritis or ulcers, the ideal is to start with very small doses, perhaps chewing just 1 clove a day, and see how your body reacts. Never start with too many at once, thinking that more is better. With cloves, less is more. Another important point, cloves have anticoagulant properties. This means that they can thin the blood, which on the one hand can help prevent clots and circulatory problems. However, on the other hand, it can be a risk for those who are already taking blood-thinning medications, such as warfarin or aspirin. In these cases, frequent use of cloves should always be discussed with a doctor to avoid dangerous interactions or unexpected bleeding. And speaking of interactions, it is also worth remembering that cloves can enhance or interfere with the action of some medications, such as those used for diabetes and high blood pressure. Therefore, if you are already taking medication regularly, it is best to consult a professional before making this a daily habit. What is good for one person may not be good for everyone, especially when there are other health conditions involved. In addition, chewing cloves releases essential oils into the mouth that, in excess, can cause numbness or irritation of the gums and tongue. Some people report a burning sensation, especially when they use more than 2 or 3 cloves per day. And there is also the anesthetic effect that may seem harmless, but if you overdo it, you may end up masking some serious oral pain that deserves attention, such as an inflamed tooth or a gum infection. Now, if you want to adopt this habit safely, the secret is moderation. Start slowly. 1 clove a day is enough to notice the effects on your breath, digestion, and even your sense of well-being. If it is well tolerated, you can increase to 2. 1 in the morning and 1 at night, for example. But don't go beyond that unnecessarily. The important thing is to maintain constant use in a balanced way, so that the benefits add up over time, without causing wear and tear to the body. Another detail that makes a difference is the choice of clove. Give preference to pure cloves, from a good source, without additives or flavorings. If possible, buy from reliable places where the product is well stored, dry, and without signs of mold or humidity, and store it at home in a tightly sealed container, away from light and heat, to preserve its active ingredients. And here's another practical tip. If the flavor is too strong for you, an alternative is to soak the cloves in water for a few hours before chewing them. This softens the flavor while still maintaining many of the benefits. Some people even prefer to use cloves as a mouthwash in the morning, leaving the cloves in water and then using this water to rinse their mouths. It's a lighter way to enjoy the antiseptic and refreshing power of cloves without having to chew them directly. And if you don't like the flavor or texture, another option is to use clove essential oil, but in this case, you should be extra careful. The oil is much more concentrated and should not be ingested directly. A few drops in a diffuser or diluted in vegetable oils for external use can also have relaxing and analgesic effects. but under no circumstances should you use pure essential oil in your mouth or on your skin without proper guidance. Ultimately, chewing cloves daily can be an incredible ally for those who are aging consciously and want to take care of their health in a more natural way. But the secret lies in balance, listening to your body and seeking reliable information. No exaggeration or fads. A simple clove, used wisely, can be a bridge between ancient knowledge and modern health, especially for those who, like you, have already understood that taking care of your body needs to be continuous, respectful, and intelligent. If this content helped you in any way, leave a comment below if you have already used cloves, if you already knew about these benefits, or if you intend to start now. Your participation is essential. Also, take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell, like this video, and share it with those who can benefit from this information. Taking care of your health is an act of love for yourself and those around you. And if you want to know more about other powerful spices that can transform your health after 50, stay with us because the next video will surprise you. See you there.